Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So this is my non-spoiler review for episode 17, which is titled Home Sweet Home. It's a great episode. Now, I will be doing a live stream later on today to talk about the episode. I think the live stream will be about a half an hour to an hour, somewhere in that range. And it'll just be to talk about the episode. It will be more spoilery, so I'm just giving you a heads up just because, some people don't want to know any spoilers or anything like that, so yeah. But my actual spoiler review of the episode will be coming next Sunday when the episode airs. Well, not when it airs, but after it airs, it will release the second that the episode's over. I thought there wouldn't be a lot to say about the episode and stuff because I'm giving a non-spoiler review. But no, there's actually quite a bit to say about the episode. And yeah, so before we get into this and talk about this episode, I do want to say if you are new to the channel and you want more reviews like this of each episode, just make sure to be a subscriber. I'm still going to be releasing the Fear the Walking Dead and the Q&A video. Like, don't worry, that stuff is coming out. It might not come out today because I have a bunch of stuff coming out, but it'll be out tomorrow or something like that. And I'm just letting the Fear the Walking Dead fans know that, because I know some people don't really care for that. But for the people who like when I talk about Fear the Walking Dead and the people who like my Q&As and stuff, I'm still doing that. That's probably going to be out tomorrow. I'm going to try to do it today, but I am doing a live stream later, so like that could interfere with that. Anyways, to get into this episode here, I do want to point out that they switched to digital. They used to film on film, and now they switched to digital, and it's very obvious, I think. At least to me anyways, it is very obvious, and it looks great. I was a little worried about the switch. I knew that it would look very cinematic, but I was worried that it wouldn't feel like The Walking Dead. But I would actually say that it looks better, and I think it's a natural evolution for the show. Because we are in the final season, you want the show to be more cinematic and have more of just, this grandiose feel kind of thing, right? And I think it works really well, just because the quality is so much better. I like film, I like it for certain things, but I think now's the time to switch to digital for The Walking Dead, and it's easier for the producers, for the writers, directors, and the cast and all that to actually, use digital. And I actually think it just looks better. I think it overall looks better. And I'm excited to see what this new look and this new tone brings, because this episode, like, I really wish that episode 16 was shot digitally, that those episodes were. Because I would actually say that being shot on film, I think, look-wise anyways, it doesn't really... Certain moments that have happened during the Whisper arc or in previous arcs, I think aren't maximized enough because it's not shot digitally. I don't know, like, for me, it's weird to say this because I do prefer things shot on film, but a lot of that, I think, is just, it depends on movies and it depends on certain things, but because this is the 11th season, or I guess we're technically still in the 10th season, but because we're so far in all of this, I think it's smart to make the change, and you can definitely tell it looks really great. The music in this episode is just amazing, and it's been really amazing, and they're constantly changing things up, and it's been this way for a few seasons now, really since Angela Kang took over. Though there was some stuff in season 7 and 8, I would say, with the Savior arc and stuff, but definitely when Angela Kang took over, there was a noticeable change in tone, and I would say even right now with this episode, there is a noticeable change in tone, and a lot of it again, it's the digital look, and a lot of it is like the shadows, the lighting. It's almost like there's like ray tracing. I know it makes no sense, but it's like that different. It feels, I don't know, it looks awesome. Now, the whole thing of this episode that I was really looking forward to was the Maggie versus Negan stuff, and it is a focus of the episode, but it's actually not the main focus. And I figured that we would get into it a lot more, and I thought the episode would go a little differently in certain areas, but it actually doesn't go into where I thought it was going to go. It does it a lot better, though, and it's because we learn about this new group called the Reapers. Now, I'm not going to talk about anything that does happen in the episode with this group, but I will say I am very interested in this group, and I really think that they can actually expand on this a lot more, because they are very interesting. There's a lot, like, the action in this episode is really, really great. There's just certain things that happen that I'm just like, whoa, like this is actually pretty crazy to be happening right now. And I think it's probably because we just dealt with the Whisperers. Now, this group isn't someone that we're going to be dealing with probably in the final season, or really going forward, because they do stuff in this episode that I really want to learn more about this group. I think we can learn more about them. I actually think that there's a lot that they can do with this group, because it's a cool name, the Reapers, right? And you see what they did in the episode with the group, and it's just, there's a lot here that you can expand with it. And that was a big part of the episode, and it actually worked out really well. And again, going back to the Maggie and Negan stuff, they do get into it a lot. There's a lot of discussion about certain things that happened in the past. There's a lot of emotional moments. There's a few scenes that I think a lot of you guys are going to like. Lauren Cohen, this is probably her best performance ever as Maggie Green or Maggie Ree. Like, there's just, I'm thinking of certain scenes, especially some scenes with this new group, the anger, the passion, you can tell the character is a little different, that she has lived through things, which is weird because often a lot of the producers or Gimple or just, you know, not even just with The Walking Dead, but other people will say, well, my character has went through this, so now when my character returns or you see my character, they're going to be different in some way. And then when you watch the movie or television show, they're practically the same. Well, with Maggie, there's a lot of familiarity there, but she is different. And it's not so noticeable. Like, she's recognizable, and it's so awesome to have her back. But it's just during certain scenes, and I think a lot of that is Lauren Cohen's performance as Maggie and just what she's doing with the character now. A lot of the scenes, a lot of what they did here, it was just like, wow, I never saw Maggie really like this, or maybe I'm just not used to it. That could just be what it is, but there's a difference here. Like, I'm really excited that Maggie's back now on the show, and it feels so right. Her return in the finale, not finale, was, I guess, it wasn't the return that she deserved, I would say, because she came in and she saved Gabriel, and then besides that, she had that reunion scene with Judith, and it was cool to see her back, but we kind of got it spoiled. I guess we got that opening minutes too beforehand. We kind of got it spoiled beforehand, which is obviously that's kind of what AMC had to do anyways, because you couldn't air the finale. A lot of people were so excited for that. They had to give us something, right? So they gave us that Maggie scene and stuff, but I would just say in general, in that episode, even if they didn't do that, that wasn't like the return we wanted, because it kind of was a tease for the next season anyways for Maggie. Now, this episode, actually, it feels like she is back with the group. Everything feels so natural. I would say the relationship between Maggie and Daryl is so strong, so much stronger than it has been in the past. And her chemistry also with Herschel, her son, like I said, I don't know what the actor's name is, but it works really well. It feels like they are mom and son. And I'm so excited that Herschel is a part of the show. And I guess we should talk about the new characters. The new characters, definitely, they are all extremely likable. There's one character that I can't go into his name. It's the other guy. It's not the guy with the metal mask. It's the other guy. It's the one that I was calling Jesus 2.0. He's actually really likable, but in a different way. The metal masked man, actually, they're doing something different with his story than I thought that they were doing, but I really like it. They're pairing him up with another character that I actually think that relationship is going to work out so well. Like, man, there's scenes in here, it blew me away. This other guy, though, like Jesus 2.0, I actually think Negan should worry about him more than Maggie. I'll just leave it there, because he's really likable. But there's definitely some moments in this episode where you're just like, okay, he could be a problem potentially. And maybe even Daryl too. Like, there may be some issues with this guy and Daryl. And yeah, you can kind of see it a little bit in this episode. They're all extremely likable. And that's the thing, I'm saying there's going to be issues with this guy and like potentially anyways with Daryl, but definitely with Negan. But he's very likable. That's the thing. He doesn't come across as like this asshole or something like that. He's actually extremely likable. All of Maggie's new group is. And I can't wait to talk about this episode and go into some of the spoilers and stuff. And so for that, you'll have to wait for my review coming out next Sunday. I am just so excited that the show was back. There is so much stuff to talk about now. Like, there is a lot to talk about. Overall, this episode was amazing. The Walking Dead is back, and it definitely feels like it. This episode was, I would say, like, most likely in my top 5 when compared to the rest of season 10, for sure. I don't know if I could say it was the best episode of season 10, which is just a crazy thing to even say it in general anyways, just because it's just an episode of The Walking Dead, but I did enjoy it that much. There's a lot in here that it's just like this, I don't know, it's just so cool to see Maggie and Daryl and Carol back together, everyone talking about stuff, talking about some past things, and then just all the action that happens with this new group in this episode, and what that could like maybe mean for a Maggie spinoff. And there's actually so much here that they can work with. So I'm excited. But I'll leave it here. Post all your thoughts down below. And if you could maybe not talk about spoilers too much in the comments, because I know some people are going to want to leave comments about the episode, how excited they are, their thoughts, predictions, and this and that. People who haven't watched the episode yet. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.